Working in retail is never easy, especially when you have to deal with a bunch of crazies. Welcome to this episode of Tales from Retail. Our first tale is from Valentine's Star. At the store I work at, we sell hardware, gardening supplies, and building supplies. In other words, we sell a lot of heavy stuff, and we need to have an entire department of employees who help customers carry and load their stuff. This story happened on a Saturday, which is always our busiest day, and on a day where the weather was really nice, which meant it was even busier. I'm pretty sure that we also didn't have many loaders because some people called out, or we were just short-staffed in general. I was in our garden section, and this woman came up and bought a lot of stuff. If I'm remembering correctly, she got some bricks. She asked for help loading, and I called for that. But the person I talked to over the phone said we had a lot of customers who needed load assistance, and it was going to take a few minutes for them to send a loader to my register. I told the customer with a lot of, "Oh, I'm sorry," that it would take a few minutes before someone could come to help her. And she said, "Well, you need to get someone that can help me sooner." In between me checking out and heading other people, she complained to me, probably thinking I could get someone to show up sooner. She said she couldn't stay there too long because she had other things to do that day. She had been there for less than 5 minutes, and I said it'd take a few minutes, not a few hours. And then she says, "If I go to customer service, can they get me loading assistance?" I just didn't know what to say. Like, we don't have secret loaders hidden at customer service. If she went there, they'd just call a loader for her and it would still take a while. She also complained about how in the past she came to our store and she was always able to get help quickly, ignoring the fact that that day we were really busy. Thankfully, a loader did arrive soon after she said that. If there's one thing I wish customers would get through their heads, it's if something is going to take a while, it's going to take a while, and usually there's nothing we can do about it. This is for the, "Why is it taking so long to search up this product? Just put the price into the register," people. For the record, there was nobody else in that area, and I'm not allowed to walk more than a yard away from my register. If there's anything I've learned from customers like this, you could have a store packed full of people, but this specific type of customer literally thinks they're the only person in the store, that all the employees are there to serve on them, and that the other customers are literally just stand-in pieces to make the place look like it actually gets business or something. Furthest thing from the truth, though. This next one is by Dito. Hello everyone, this happened a few days ago at the smoke shop I work at. I'm also an assistant manager there for context. I'm in the back office prepping a return when my manager points my attention to an obviously suspicious person in our store. She was wearing a coat 3 sizes too big, bright red, and it was not even that cold outside. I turn around and she's crouched down behind the backroom door, looking at the vape clearance rack. The backroom door is one of those swing doors and not a real one, so I just watched her as she did this, oblivious to my presence. When she walks away from the rack, I go to the counter. I see her take the value pack of vapes we had left over from Christmas and walks to the other side of the store with it. We never saw that again. She then walks back to the register, presses her body against an end cap, and is very loudly opening one of the vapes. It came in this plastic wraparound, so it was extremely loud, and she's less than a foot from my face, and I'm making eye contact basically with her as she does this. She walks back and forth a bit, and while she's walking around, all of the vapes are in full view in her giant coat pocket. I'm texting my manager, who's in the office watching the cameras, about everything. She finally comes to the register again to purchase a $2 CBD gummy, when I call her out about the vapes in her pocket, and if she intends to buy those too. She starts acting innocent until my manager comes out and notices them too, and is questioning her about it. She tried to say she bought them the day before, to which my boss says, "Okay, great, we can check the inventory then to see when they were purchased." She starts getting defensive about it and screaming at my boss as we prove to her there's no way she bought those, and all three of us, another coworker being the third, saw her doing this in plain sight. She starts to walk away and we call the police as we cannot physically restrain or keep people there, and we get the license plate of the car and tell the operators that. Well, they caught her. The dumbass also had her friend drive there, and they were oblivious to what this friend did when the cops called him. They tracked his license plate. Don't know what happened after that, but we are almost positive she went to jail, or is going to, because my manager requested to press charges. I fucking hate low-life people like this who think it's okay to just steal from places. If you don't have enough money, don't make the purchase. You may want something. Get a job and save up for it. If you have a job, then fucking budget your money better so you can end up getting the things that you want. I really hope she had the book thrown at her. This next tale is from Hard Rock Nick, 2001. I was working my regular shift when a customer asked me about the pricing of some doormats. Fair enough, as I saw they were all over the place, so it was hard to match them to the correct labels. I scan each mat so I'm able to match it up and tell them the price of each mat. I also organized them back to how they should be so that the labels matched. We only had two different brands in, the store's own brand and a separate brand where all designs were £5. The store's own brand was £12. I explained that this one stack of mats was £12 and that the rest of the shelves were £5. They obviously wanted the cheaper ones, so I made sure it was clear they knew which ones were what. Happy with that, I left them and carried on with my other work. About 20 minutes later, I hear my name called over the tannoy to come to the front desk. Turns out, these customers that wanted the £5 mats decided they wanted to only pay £5, but they wanted the £12 mat. So they picked that up and were shocked when it came to, guess what? £12. So much so, they took it to customer services to get to the bottom of this mystery. They basically said I had lied to them about the price of the mat when I hadn't. Why on earth would I lie about that? There literally were doormats there that cost £5. Right there if they only wanted to pay £5. I'm pretty sure it's a thing customers do to try to get money off when they see something similar and cheaper, but still want the more expensive item. It sounds to me that this customer sounds just like a completely dishonest person all around. I mean, especially if you went back, you reorganized and made sure that they knew which mats were what and what the costs for each were. I don't like people like this because they honestly will do anything they can to try to get their way. And our final tale is by Bears and Butts. This happened Saturday afternoon, busiest day of the week. After taking my 30-minute lunch break, I came back inside the building, went to the back room to drop off my bag, and then to the register to clock back in and resume my shift. I'm not wearing a name tag or a walkie-talkie, and our store's uniform is a red, blue, or green t-shirt and dark jeans. So while I am wearing the uniform, I wouldn't say it's easily identifiable. However, I must still be official looking because on my way back to the register, a woman asked if I worked there. And being honest, I told her yes. However, I wasn't on the clock yet and could help her with whatever she needed as soon as I clocked in. She muttered something under her breath, but did follow me up to the register, where two of my coworkers who were actually on the clock. The register was being used, so it took me a second longer before I was able to clock in. Meanwhile, the woman spoke to my other coworker, who happened to be one of the managers, and just wanted to let her know how I refused to answer her question until I was on the clock. Love that customers now expect me to do my job, customer service, helping them find things in the store or answer any of their questions for free. Especially since that there were at least 4 other employees in the store who were all on the clock and available to help her. Maybe you like to do your work without being compensated for it, but I'm not going to lead you around the store without getting paid for it first. To be fair, in a situation like this, I really can't blame you, and a lot of places have policies that you're not supposed to be doing your job unless you're on the clock. I think a lot of that boils down to a safety thing, but it seems like this lady just wanted to find a reason to complain, and my guess is even if you helped her, she'd complain that you didn't help her the right way. Alright, that's enough tales for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Tales from Retail. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons, have a great day and stay safe out there.